Okay, hi everybody. First of all, I want to make sure you can hear me. So I'm going to ask again that you can, and please let me know because last time people couldn't hear me. I'm not sure what I did or what happened, but people couldn't hear me. Can you let me know if you can hear me or not? I've just sent a question to you. Okay, so we're okay then. So everybody, so you can hear me. Okay, great. Well, welcome to the broadcast. And as you know, we're going to talk about lead generation through social media tonight. And I'm going to do it a little differently than other people have done it before. And what I'm going to talk about, obviously social media, we're going to talk about social media and what it can do for you. But it's for B2B people. And I assume that everybody on the call is B2B. And so without further ado, let me get started. The first thing I want to do is mention a little bit about me. There's a picture of my son and I for Movember. If you're familiar with Movember, it's got to do with prostate cancer, and this is November, which has been changed to Movember, and that was from last year. In case you might be confused, that's my son on the right and me on the left. And we raise money for it every year. I had prostate cancer about 10 years ago, and are still here and kicking, and hopefully for another long time too. So just a little bit about me. I started my business career in 1974 with IBM, so I've been around quite a long time. It was always in sales and marketing. I've owned 2 technology companies that I've sold successfully, and I've been coaching and giving programs to entrepreneurs and salespeople, marketing people, business executives for close to 20 years now about how to bring in more revenue to your business through better sales and marketing. And so that's what I want to talk about tonight is how to get a revenue leap is what my business is all about. And how to do that, how to get more revenue through social media. As you know, it's the big buzzword around now. And so and it's been around for, I guess, a year or two that it's really been talking out, maybe 3 max. But that's the big buzzword. But what does it really mean, and how can you get better leads? And is it good for B2B? Well, unequivocally, I say yes, it is. There are a bunch of things that you can do, and I'm going to show you some different things tonight and the type of results you can get when you follow the right social media and when you do it properly. What you want to do, of course, with social media, you don't sell things with social media. You want to drive leads to your website and to your business. You may drive it to your phone, but most people will drive it to your website. If you can drive it to your phone or an email, then that's good too. But basically what you want to do is drive leads to your website. That's the whole premise that you want to think about for social media in the business-to-business world. And I'm going to talk about 7 best social media methods for B2B, what I believe they are, and show you some of the results you can get when it's done properly, and then show you a little bit about how to do it. Okay, the agenda is going to be this. The first thing we're going to talk about is your website. Now, a lot of people don't use this, think of it as a social media platform, but it really is. It's a real tool, and people don't use it properly, and I think that's what ruins a lot of social media is that they don't use the most important marketing tool they've got, their website. I want to talk about a blog and how important it is for content, and YouTube, and why you need YouTube, and why it's important to use videos on your website and blog. I want to talk about Google AdWords. Some people say it isn't social media, and some people say it is, but it's the best B2B marketing tool on the web, advertising tool, on the web, and probably ever right now, and I'll get into that in a bit. I want to show you how LinkedIn and how you can use it. And I'm going to show you how you can get on the first page of LinkedIn so people can find you. I want to talk to you about Twitter and a tool that I found with one of my partners that will drive qualified leads to your website. I talk about a Facebook fan page and what it'll do and my beliefs on it. And the great thing about social media is, and what goes on now on the internet, is that you can measure everything. I'm going to show you some of the ways that I measure it and some of the tools you can use to do that. As you know, there's the old story about the CEO who says, I know my marketing or my advertising is 50% effective. I'm just not sure which 50%. Well, now you'll know which 50% and you can change it. So let's look at some of the important things about this very important tool that a lot of people really miss on their website. And I look at websites all the time, And first of all, they're too old. But the one thing I want you to keep in mind is that your website is your best marketer. Okay, it's your best marketer. It's the thing that you should be using as a marketing tool, not just as a brochure. And too many people use it just as a brochure, and their websites are 3 or 6 or 8 years old, and you have to bring it up to date, and you have to keep adding to it all the time. We'll get into that, but keep that in mind. That's the underlying premise of what your website is. Just like LinkedIn or AdWords or Twitter or Google, right, and Facebook, they're all marketing tools. That's what they are. Okay, they're media for marketing. The first thing your visitors want to see is what I call WIFM, and if you haven't heard of that, it's basically means what's in it for me. Now, most websites, when you come to them, will tell you all about themselves. We're good at this, and we're good at that, and we do this for you, and we do that for you, and we've been around for X amount of years, and we won all those awards. Imagine if you walked into a clothing store, and the salesperson took you aside and said, "Come on over here. I want to show you the history of our business, and I want to show you all the features that we got in our business, and all the awards that we've won." And you're going, "What are you talking about? I came in here to buy a pair of pants, or if I'm a woman, a blouse or a skirt, or maybe a hat or something." But so people don't want to hear about really how great you are. They want to see what you're doing. They may want to see later on some of your awards and that, but really what they want to see is what's in it for me, and the best way to do that is through social proof, including testimonials. Now, social proof usually involves 2 major things: case studies and, of course, testimonials. Case studies usually is around 11 to 12 things you need in a case study, and most people have 4 or 5 maximum factors that make up a case study, or items. And there's a whole bunch of reasons for that, and I'm not going to go into them today, but case studies are very important to keep people involved and to show them what you can do. And if they're done properly, they're very powerful. And I have a template for that. Obviously not going to go into it today because we've got a finite amount of time. The other thing that's really good are testimonials. But unfortunately, 99% of people don't give or get good testimonials. They get things like, if it was to me, Ian's a really nice guy, and he really helped me a lot. Or Ian did a very good job for us, and we'd hire him again. Now, that's kind of a 50% testimonial, but it really doesn't fire people up, because all testimonials are like that. You're not going to see a testimonial that says Ian's a jerk and I'd never hire him again. You're not going to put that on your website if you even get one, which I've never had, by the way. But if you had one, you're not going to put it on your website. So what you want are testimonials that have one major thing in it, and that's numbers. You need to get a testimonial with numbers. As an example, let's suppose you had somebody who said, Ian's company came in and they helped us improve productivity by 28% and cut costs by 18%. Now, isn't that powerful? I mean, can you imagine if you had that? And there's a way to get that. People sometimes in their own companies don't measure it, but there is a way to get it, and I can show you how to do that too with the proper questionnaire and the way to ask people for testimonials. That's what you need. You need numbers, probably percentages. People aren't going to tell you real numbers. They're not going to say, particularly if they're a small number, or come in and say, Ian increased our revenues by $10,000. Maybe that was maybe that doubled their revenues. So that's what you want to say. And, even big companies aren't going to say he helped us save $3 million, because that may overwhelm small companies. But if he cut our expenses by 18%, improved productivity, and increased our revenue by 32%, then, you've got something there. So that's what you got to do. You've got to get social proof, case studies, and testimonials, but you got to get numbers in your testimonials. And if you want to know how, then I can show you. The other thing you want to look at is your potential clients' search on the first page of Google. And I'm going to show you that in a second, how to get on the first page of Google and some of the things you need to do. But this is all part of the website. Other criteria: original content updated regularly keeps them coming back, and the best way to do this is with a WordPress blog. Google likes WordPress because there's so many things you can do in it. It's easy for them to read it with their spiders, and they like to have original content updated regularly. Updated regularly means at least once a week. Now, if you follow me at all, and I assume that you do a little bit, I put at least 2 blogs up a week, sometimes 3 or 4, but at least 2, usually Thursdays or Tuesdays and Thursdays. They're the best days that I found, and through research I've discovered that Tuesdays and Thursdays are the best days to put up your WordPress blog. Put up original content. It's very simple to do. You don't know how to do it, I'm going to show you. I can show you how to do that, but it's really important. If you don't like writing, then you can hire people to do it. You can hire people to write a blog for you for $25 per blog, or even $50, usually $75 max. But if you've got them on a regular contract, they'll write a 200 word, 250 word blog for you for $50. Sometimes even less than that. So there's all kinds of things that you can do if you can't do it yourself. But it's important that you use WordPress and as a blog. And you want to capture your visitors' contact information to keep in touch with them. And the first time they come there, all you want to do, and I'm going to show you this in a second too, is you just want a couple of pieces of information. How many times, and if you look at your own blog, how many times do you see that people try and get all kinds of information? They try and get, the name, your email address, your company name, your phone number, what your position is, and ask you questions, and you're going, whoa, I don't want to fill out all this. Even I get fed up doing that. And so it's okay to give name and email, and sometimes you'll get the wrong email, but at least you'll get some email. So you really want to capture your contact info, and I'm going to show you this in a second too. And I've just heard a study by, I think it was Marketo, did a study, and they found that only 18%, I think the number was, of people like to leave their phone number. So be careful about asking for phone number because people don't like to use it. Even think of yourself. Do you like leaving your phone number? I don't particularly. Okay. Your website, remember I said, is your best marketing tool. It's also, you can use it for communication. You can put up an online chat on your web if you want. You have enough people, or you have time during the day, people can ask you questions. Say, hey, ask me a question. Have an online chat. Spend a couple hours a day. Find out when people visit your blog, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But so you can communicate with people. And a lot of people use it as an intranet to communicate internally, and if you're big enough, you may want to do that. The great thing about websites now is you get all kinds of metrics with it. You can find out when people visited, and you can't quite find out who they are yet unless they leave your information, but you can do that. And you can engage people, as I mentioned, through the communication methods, through the contact information. One of the things I should have mentioned is how to get contact information. Is you can do it through a number of ways, but there's a couple of major ways you do it. One is through a download of a piece of software or something, but the other is a download through a white paper or a guide that you've written, or a technical paper, or a review, all kinds of things you can call them. And then, but people have to leave their name. I see people have white papers on websites, a lot of websites I visit, and they don't get their contact information. It's great. Well, they'll read it and they like it. They'll come back, but they may not come back. They may forget you. Maybe you're doing a search and you're one of 10 or 15 competitors, and they look at this and they go, oh, what is that? And there's certain things you should leave on a white paper. It should help people do one of two things: help them do their job better, or help them solve issues and problems. Okay? And if you've got their contact information, you can then follow up immediately with emails and a number of times. So make sure that you do that. And again, I'm going to do that. So the key here is you want to get on the first page of Google. And so what I want to do is I want to show you how to get on the first page of Google. So let's go to Google. And I'm going to type in B2B Business Coach. Now, that's what I call myself, B2B Business Coach. And we've got almost 13 million results on it. But let's look at, now these first three are ads. So if you got a number of ads, then that's a good keyword. And see, they're filled up with ads. There's all 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ads, and 3 at the top. And you'll notice that I dominate the SEO part of it, okay? I have the very first one, and it goes into 6 different parts of that. And you can get more results if you want, so that I have all kinds of results here. I'm in the second position. I'm in the third position. I'm in the fifth position, and I'm in the sixth position. So B2B Business Coach with 12, 13 million pages, I dominate that page. And you say, well, of course, Ian, that's your URL. Absolutely. I hope you see that reasoning. It's my URL. That's why it's there. That's why I have it. My company isn't called B2B Business Coach. My actual incorporated company, it's called Sebian Corporate Services. But who would know what that means? And that's the other thing a lot of people get caught up in their company name, that it's some trick name, and that's fine to have it that way. Mine's named after myself and my kids, but Sebian Corporate Services, B2B Business Coach tells people what you do, and that's what you want to do with your URL. Tell people what you do, so that when they type that into Google as a search, as I just did, B2B Business Coach, my name comes up. Okay? Sure, I dominated because I made sure I did that. Now, if I type in just B2B Coach as an example, I don't dominate the page as much. There's not quite as many things, but I am the second SEO. Okay, I am the second SEO here, and I'm not sure if I'm on the page again, but that's all right. I'm still in second spot in B2B Coach out of 7.7 million pages. So I think that's pretty good. So you can see what you can do here to dominate. There's one other thing, and I'm going to get into that in a second too, that will help you do that. So let's get back to the presentation. So I hope you can see that. Get on the first page of Google, B2B Business Coach, B2B Coach. YouTube. And I'm going to show you something else that's very important. Why is YouTube important? Why is it important to have a YouTube video on your website? Well, Google owns YouTube. You may recall Google bought YouTube 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember exactly when. So it owns it. So it wants you to put things on YouTube and point back to your website. You need backlinks to your website. You've probably heard that before for SEO, search engine optimization, that you need backlinks. What could be but you need authority backlinks. So what could be more authority than Google, than YouTube, who Google owns? All right, so that's what you want to do. You want to get a YouTube video on your website. And so I just mentioned that. You want to ensure your links back to your website, so you don't just put it up YouTube. There's certain criteria you have to fill out in the certain fields that you got to go through. I'm not going to go through them right now, but I am going to show you some of my YouTube videos and show you the sort of the things I'm getting. It is B2B. I do a lot of mine with Camtasia. I do the odd one that I video myself, and you've got to go through some certain things to do that with a camera where I show myself, and I'll show you my home page where I've done that. So Camtasia is very good for PowerPoint, and it captures the screen, and then you do a voiceover, and I use it all the time, and it works very well. If you've seen any of my blogs and videos, you know that. And it's great for SEO, search engine optimization. Google likes YouTube. They own it. Do it. So you want to do as many videos as you can when you're doing your blog. You should do at least one of your blogs. Every one of your blogs a week should be done with YouTube. Here's the YouTube here. My YouTube thing. You can see I don't get a lot of them, but here's one. I got 35 views here. 14.6. There I got 40. 24, 30 views, 22 over the course of time. People come. I got 76 there with this type of video. See, the more when you get that, I've had 18, 5. That was quite a while ago. So you can see as you do videos, you get more views. 14, there's 35, 19, 18, 30, 21, 23. So you can get a lot of videos. There's 51, how to acquire new clients, just in a Camtasia capture. So some of them lately haven't had as many. It takes a while to get them going. But it's a B2B world, okay? You're not going to get as many videos as you do what I saw last night with this dog jumping up and kissing a horse. I mean, but you're here to sell. So that's what you want to do. Hope you can see that using YouTube becomes effective for you. I want to show you one other thing here. My homepage. Okay, there's my home page, and you can see right here, it's a YouTube video. I put it right on my home page, and that's another reason that I get a lot, that I'm dominate that first page. I'm doing things that Google likes, okay? And then if you click it, I'm not going to watch it, of course. It starts up. But if you get a chance, please watch it, the 8 factors for business success. So if you haven't seen that, please go to my page, b2bbusinesscoach.com. Okay? So there's a bunch of things that you need to do to get on the first page of Google, and you have to get on the first page of Google to be known and be found. Okay. The next thing I want to talk about is Google AdWords. By far, Google AdWords is the best advertising tool on the web. And it's probably one of the best advertising tools that's ever been invented. Again, it's Google. If you use it, you also have a better chance of it'll coordinate. They say it doesn't coordinate with SEO, but I think it does. I've run a number of Google AdWords campaigns both for myself and for clients, and it really works. And you get results right away, and you can see what's going on right away. It's a great, great tool to use. So I would suggest that you use Google AdWords. It uses the keywords you use in your website, and you need to put your keywords in your website. And there's a certain amount you should use, and I can go through that with you if you want to carry on and show you how to do that another time. You need to laser targets to your market. So even if you can't put all of the keywords in, some of the other keywords you can target to your market. So if you're in a very small niche, sometimes it's hard to put those in your home page, your other pages, but so you can target it in AdWords. And the more you do that, the less it's going to cost you. And you get results right away. I talked about doing measurements. You get your results right away. Once you put it up, you'll start getting clicks. And therefore, you can measure it. And there's certain things you got to do with Google AdWords. It's not just as simple as you think. And a lot of times, Google doesn't give you all the best information. But I've been doing a lot of studying lately, and I've been on a number of webinars with a couple of people who actually work for Google. I'm going to learn some great tips there. And because you get results right away, you can change the items that aren't working. You're getting information right away. You're getting measurements. And it helps capture your contact information too. You send people to a landing page which says, download this. And there's certain things now you got to put on a landing page, but you send them to a landing page which says, here's my white paper, here's my software, here's my guide that I want you to download. And you've got to put certain things on that landing page, but you get your keywords in your ads and your landing page all in sync, all transparent, and you're going to get lots of great results. You're going to send people to your website. If you're not using Google AdWords, you're making a big mistake. There are 7 things you must do in Google AdWords. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but you must do market research. You got to make sure you're in the right market, okay? And the best way to do that is type your marketplace into your keyword into the Google search engine and see how many ads come up. If you have a lot of competitors, that's great. That means people are buying, because people aren't going to advertise into a market that people aren't buying into. People say, oh, I don't want a lot of competitors. But if you don't have any competitors, you don't have any buyers. So you want buyers. So do market research. You got to build your keyword list, and then you got to segment your keyword list. So it starts getting in. Then you got to develop your offer. What am I going to offer these people? Usually in B2B, you're going to offer them a white paper. Very seldom will you send them to a sales page right from your AdWords, because there aren't that many things that you're going to sell in B2B that are under $1,000. If you're selling a $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million product, people aren't going to buy that off the web, but you got to show them what you know. And that's what a white paper does. It shows them the knowledge you have. And then you got to construct your campaign and ads, and you got to create landing pages. And all of this, you have to show complete transparency from your keywords to your ads to your landing pages, so they all work well. And you always need to be studying and researching. So Google AdWords is, a lot of people say, yeah, I've used Google AdWords, I don't get any results, and it costs me a fortune. That's because you need a professional to do it for you if you want to do it right, because it's got to be monitored and it's got to be set up properly. So the key points, the quality score is important. And if you don't know what quality score, it's a measurement of a bunch of things like your click-through rate and the transparency. I just talked about a whole bunch of things. And if the quality score goes from 1 to 10, and if it's below 7, 6 or below, you're going to pay a premium over and above what is normally paid. If it's 8, 9, or 10, you're going to pay less than most people pay. So that's why you need a professional to do it, but you also need to do Google AdWords. You need tightly targeted keywords. As an example, you really only need, and you should have, one keyword per ad group. Most people have 8 or 10 or 15. Even in the content network, you should only have 5 or 6. But in a search network, you only should have one. As I mentioned, you need from transparency, from keyword to ad group to landing page. What does transparency mean? It means the keyword that you have in your ad group needs to be mentioned in your ad. It needs to be mentioned and loaded in your landing page. Click-through rate and conversion are important. Of course, conversion is important to you. That's what you want. You don't want a big, huge click-through rate where it costs you a fortune and nobody's clicking or nobody's filling out your form. And you need to keep optimizing daily and weekly. That's why you need a professional to do it that I can help you with and do it for you. So Google AdWords is really important. If you're not doing it, you need to do it. LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn, as far as other than your website, obviously, and Google AdWords is the best social media site for what people call social media. But to me, you're at your website and your everything else, and YouTube and blog and AdWords are all part of it too. But it's the best kind of social media site for business to business. It's professionals, it's business people on it. You need to get your profile properly done to rank. So you need to rank with your profile. I'm going to show you mine in a second, what I've done. And when people search, they get your profile on the first page. As an example, let me switch back to the web again. Here's LinkedIn. There's my homepage on LinkedIn. I just want to show you something. I'm going to make the screen a bit bigger here. My profile has been viewed by 6 people in the past day. You may say, well, that's not many. But has also shown up 61 times in the past day in search results. So what are these search results? Well, let's go have a look for a sec. So here's my appearances in search since August 14th. That's 3 months, 769. But look, I've had 32,000 search appearances. So I've had 700, almost 770 people view my profile in that time, and I've had 700 or over 32,000 times as it's shown up in a search. So let me just look for, let's go through a search as an example. Let me just type in the word sales, which is a very generic term, obviously. There's almost 9 million results for sales. And guess what? There I am on the first page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of 9 million people that are salespeople on there, I'm number 6. Why aren't I number 1? Well, I haven't updated my profile in maybe probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 weeks. So I've got to do that. You have to keep updating your profile to keep it going. But let's look at some other things. What about B2B sales? Let's see where I probably won't have as many people on it, but guess who's number 1 for 191,000, almost 192,000 people, salespeople, profile. They want to be filled, and I'm number 1. I can show you how to do that. Just a couple of other ones that are good. B2B marketing. Let's see where I fit into there. Number 1, 207,000 people, and I'm number 1. Now, you may say 200 isn't as big as a whole bunch of million. You're right. But remember, now we're getting into a longer tail of the keywords. And again, if you type in B2B business, guess where I'm going to be? Number 1. So even in a huge term like sales, I'm on the first page, and I've shown you 3 other, here's 235,000. So I've shown you 3 other things that are close to 200,000 or more resumes on there, professionals on there that say that they're doing this, but if people type it in, they're not finding you. Now, people have found me on LinkedIn, and I had 3 good jobs out of it from people finding me, just because I know how to found. So you got to have your profile done properly, and I can do that for you. I can show you how to do it. I'm not going to spend time tonight doing it, but as I mentioned that before. I don't want to go through all of that again. Sorry about that. We'll get this. So you need to get your profile done properly to rank. People will search for you. you're going to be on the first page. And I've shown you my profile. You can go have a look at it and see how that's done. Okay? So that's LinkedIn. I mentioned that I got 7,400 first-level contacts, which links me, and this changes all the time, to 17, I think today was 18 million professionals. So I have a way of going through 18 million professionals. I've had 3 full-time clients of it, and it is quite easy to rank. I mean, there's work involved in it, obviously. You have to do some work in it, but you know, once you've done it, then you can do it again. Have I lost people here? Where's that? Oh, okay. I thought I'd lost everybody. Glad you're back. All right, so that's LinkedIn. Twitter. I'm going to show you something that's not the usual way you find Twitter. And Twitter's, I haven't used Twitter a lot, although I'm on Twitter, just Ian Dainty, at Ian Dainty. And I use it quite a bit. I post there 2 or 3 times a week. And for this webinar, I've done it 2 or 3 times a day to get people, to show them that they're looking. I have a number of followers. And it's a unique way. I'm going to show you a unique thing that I do with a partner of mine about driving leads to your website. I'm going to show how we do it with a piece of software partners developed that I'm working with them with. It's a piece of software to search Twitter, and it drives qualified leads. Imagine what you can do. So let me show you this, this magical software. What we've done is this. We've looked at, this is Top Chef, and what we've done is anybody who talks about wanting to cook, as an example, here we are. So let me just scroll down here a bit. As you can see, people mention the way, learn how to cook. So this Top Chef uses, improve your cooking skills with us. I'm tired of eating fast food. I need to learn how to cook. What a coincidence. I don't think that came out the way. We also love to cook. So what you can see here is when people mention, I love to cook, we love it too. And so they come up after, and this is sent to that person every time. I love to cook. I like to learn from real professional chefs. I love to cook. I learn how to cook. This is the place to learn how to cook. And it's worked on. She wanted us out of the house to learn how to cook. So this is how it's done, based on not keywords and not branding, because a lot of people set it up, say, if my brand's mentioned, well, we're all small business people. We don't have a brand yet. But what it does is it shows you how to, you'll show up there. Here's another one. It's got to do with computers. And when somebody mentions, I want to buy a computer, my computer's broken, whatever. Let me make it a bit bigger so we can see it. Come on. No, maybe we won't. See, I really wish I had a laptop. So what does it say here? I wish that too. How about getting a new computer here? I wish I had my computer so I could get it. I wish that too. Ultimately, buy a new one. So every time somebody mentions, I wish I had a laptop, at least average, I wish I had a computer, you know, this sends up and it sends them a link. And notice there's a link here to their website. I wish I had my laptop. I wish that too. Here's a link to your website. The same people aren't seeing the same ad all the time. So every time somebody mentions that, they get a tweet from this, a return tweet from this company. And that's how that company did that. So I don't think I need to show you any more of that, but you can see how powerful this is for you to use. And it's a partner of mine that I'm working with now, and how powerful that is for you to use. So imagine what you could do with a tool like that, that as soon as somebody mentions something about what you do, the main keyword that you do, you know, as I mentioned here, I'm a chef or whatever, how powerful that could be. So that's something else I'm offering in the package I'm going to talk to you about in a minute. So learn how to cook, we talked about that, and buy a computer. Now Facebook, you should set up a Facebook fan page. I'll show you mine in a bit. I don't know how good it is for B2B yet, and everybody's out on that. I watch a lot of people. Some people say it is, you need ads. But Facebook is really for people to communicate with each other on a social basis and not necessarily on a business social basis. It's a personal social business. And so it's a little bit harder to get it. You should have a Facebook fan page, though. You can get 1 million likes if you want, but that doesn't necessarily drive business to your website or drive people to your website and business. So, and Facebook actually likes it if you have your landing page on their site as opposed to on, if you're doing an ad on your website. So it gets a bit iffy, but I still think it's important to have it, and you get people to like your page. So I'll just show you my Facebook page. I can find it here. I think that's it. So you can see I have a Facebook page here, and I'm getting some impressions. I get 35 when I make a tweet or make a post, 33 impressions. Somebody else has said something, 55 impressions. So as I get 41, 51, 47, 38. So people are reading them. It's kind of like YouTube in a way. Because it's a business blog, it's B2B. I'm not going to get as many as, say, somebody who's put up a bunch of other things, but I'm getting impressions. So that's what you want to do, is get impressions and get people to like your Facebook page. Let me get back to the presentation here. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about was measurement. You can now measure how all your campaigns are performing with a bunch of things like Google Analytics. I use that. I also use cPanel. I'm going to show you my cPanel in a bit, which you should get with your web host. They should give it to you. You get instant feedback on this. So how talked about that with Google AdWords. You get instant feedback with AdWords. The other ones take a day. Google Analytics is a day and cPanel is a day. And if you use Bitly as an example, when you shorten your links, you can get almost instant feedback with them, certainly within a couple of hours. And with Google AdWords, you can get it right away. You can change it immediately if it's not working. That's why Google AdWords is so great. You can change the ad. You can with your keyword or alter your landing page or something. And you should be tweaking those all the time anyway. See, you should have 2 ads going at once so that one's a control and the other one, you can see how they work against each other. And then you change the one that's not working as well and add things, subtract things. And therefore, you can show your return on investment for your marketing. And you can show either yourself or whoever you work with, this is working. Watch it. See how it's working. So let me show you the types of things you can get with this is cPanel, by the way. And as you can see, here's the number of people I've had visit my website. Unique visitors, that's different visitors, has climbed and climbed and climbed. I'm at 589, almost 600 this month. I'm only a third of the way through the month. And so this could end up being my biggest month yet. You can see every month I've gone bigger and bigger and bigger with the number of visits. Had over 5,000 last month, 12,000 pages, 31,000 hits. So it's getting bigger and bigger. If I multiply that by 3, it may not hit 5,000, but I'm going to get more unique visitors. So they're almost at 600. That's V8, close to 1,800 people I'm going to get this month. Okay, and then it also shows you on a daily basis what you get and when people visit you, what hours they visit. So that if you wanted to put on a live chat on your website, maybe it looks like here I do it 7, 8 in the morning because that's when most people are there. So that's when you want to do it. You can get what countries people are coming from and where they're coming from. You can see how long they're spending on your website. Now, I'm getting a pretty good bounce rate here. Not a bounce rate, but 84%. But look at the number of people who are staying on 5 minutes or longer. And this is only a third of the way. I've got 150, over 200 people already. And I typically get 400 or 500 people spending more than 5 minutes on my website or more. And some of them are spending 30 minutes to an hour. And here I've got 77 spent more than. In fact, see, this is 5, 15, 27. So 9 people was unknown. But 77 people spent an hour or more on it when they visited. So there's some really good information you can get. And here you can get the number of views for a bunch of your particular pages. You see, most of mine are blogs because that's what I update a lot. And then from here you can see where people come from. Mostly there's a bookmark or direct link in an email. A lot of it through LinkedIn, as I mentioned, because I use it quite considerably. So you can measure everything, and that's really key for B2B. I think you'll all agree on that. So let's get back to the thing and what's the next step. Well, one thing you can do is you can do this yourself if you want to. you can see it's quite sophisticated, but it's very powerful. And if you do it yourself, it'll probably take you a year or two to learn it. I put down 2 years. That's about, I actually spent 3 or 4 learning a bunch of this stuff. And of course, I've been in sales and marketing for 37 years, and I'm learning all the time as things change. So you'd have to give up that time. So it's going to take you quite a bit of time to do that. You can't do it when you're working. You have to do it afterwards, unless that is your job. So, and you could be earning dollars with more clients as opposed to doing this on your own. That's one way of doing it. So what's the best method for you? Well, I would say let me and my team do it for you. I mentioned one of my partners. I got people that do websites that are better designers and better at HTML than I am. They help me with that. But I do the marketing side. A lot of times you'll find that people, website designers and technical people will say we'll do the SEO, but a lot of times they're not even on the first page of Google. I showed you how I'm on the first page of Google by doing a lot of this stuff with Google AdWords, with YouTube, backlinks, etc. So they're all important that you get, and I can help you do that. You work on your business, all right? So that's the best thing. That's what you want to do. We get you results and more revenue. One of the things I want to mention about Google AdWords, if you're not getting at least 50 searches a day, not searches, you're not getting 50 leads a month with Google AdWords, then you're not doing it right, because you should get at least 50, and I can show you how to do this. One thing I want to do. So you want to get results. And why do it now in the middle of November? Well, what are the chances in B2B of getting stuff right now? They're still not bad. They're not great as they were in September, October, or certainly in January, February, March, but that's what you want to do, Jay. You want to get ready for January, February, March. So this is a great time for you to do it, okay? You want to do this now. It's the best time for you to do it. Okay, so that's why you want to do it now. I noticed somebody said loud. I noticed that I touched my thing. Hopefully you can hear it now. And then after all that, you'll feel better because you're doing business. You don't have to go out and learn all this stuff, which you may or may not want to learn, and you're going to feel better because you're going to get more business. And I'm going to guarantee you that you're going to get more business because that's what I do for you. Okay, so the next step then is to contact me at either my email address or my phone number, which are both there, and call me if you want, or contact me with that through my email, and let's talk about what you want to get done and how I can help you get it done for you, how you can get more leads, because really that's what this is all about, is getting more leads, and how you can capture visitors, and how you can make your website more friendly to your visitors so that they're going to stay longer, as you can see how I've done with mine. And I can show you how to do all of that, and my team will help you do it, and how to use Twitter and how to use LinkedIn and get your profile ready. So you can see there's a lot of things you need to do on that. All right, that wraps up this part of it. Do you have any questions? Let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'll answer them. There's one question here. How do you get your profile ranked so well in LinkedIn? Well, what I do is there's a way to do it in LinkedIn, and I'll just show you briefly how to do that. Let me go back to here to LinkedIn and back to my profile. I find the internet slow at this time of night because there's so many people on it. But you can see what I've done with my profile. You know, I've got, I'm not sure what that's all about. You can see I've got B2B up there, business coach marketing, lead generation. I didn't put lead generation in. I'll show you I've ranked very well for that too. So you can see the things I've got in here, B2B, and I do it over and over and over again, and that's what you have to do with your profile, you know, and do that enough so that business coach, lead generation, marketing, business coach, lead generation, marketing. So that's what you got to do. It's a game, and you got to know how to do it properly, but I can help you do it. And you also need to fill this in properly about what you do in your past, and you need recommendations. So it's all important that you get that, okay? And look what I get. 6 people have viewed my profile in the past day. and 62 have shown up in search results in the past day. So people are looking at my profile. I get 6 to 12 to 15 people looking at my profile every day because I know how to, I've learned how to figure it out to get shown so that people find me. And that's what I want to help you do. Okay? If you have any questions, please, if you have any questions right now, please let me know. Okay, I don't see any questions. So we're closing in on 10 minutes to the hour. I want to thank you for attending. And if you want some help, please contact me either through my email and or through my phone number. And go to my website and blog, and you'll see a bunch of things that can help you. And read some of the articles and see some of the videos. And I know if you do that kind of stuff, it will help you a lot. Thanks for attending. And I'm going to keep running more of these, and they'll come later. Thanks a lot. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.